If you want to pass the GED RLA test, then in this video I'm going to show you 5 common question types you need to know. For best results, please read the passage yourself and try to answer the questions. Let's dive in. Read the passage titled, "The Missing Medal," and answer the following question. Which list correctly puts these events in order? This question tests your understanding of events, plots, characters, settings, and ideas, a key skill to pass the GED Reasoning Through Language Arts test. Here, you'll be presented with a passage and asked to put events in order according to the text. Now let's take a look at the question. Which list correctly puts these events in order? To answer this question, we need to find out what happened first. That is, the first major action in the passage. Next, we look for what happened last. This means the final result of the situation. Once we know the beginning and the end, we can use the list of events to figure out what happened in between in the passage. That's how we arrive at the best answer, by building the timeline from start to finish. Now let's go to our passage and find our first action and final outcome. Let's start with our first major action. So when we look through our passage in paragraph 2, the first major action is when the main character, Asha, finished first in the race. Notice that the major action is also part of the list, tagged 2. Now let's find the final outcome in the passage. This is usually seen in the last paragraph of the text. So when we look through our passage in paragraph 4, the final outcome is when Asha won her medal. Notice that the final outcome is also part of the list, tagged 4. Now, let's use the remaining items on the list to find where they occur in the passage, between the first major action and the final outcome. So in our passage, after the major action, the next event that happened was when the coach rushed in to tell Asha that her sensor did not register her finish. And the next event after this was when, by a stroke of luck, an official reviewed Asha's race footage and returned to confirm her finish. Thus, we have now placed the list in the right order according to the passage, from the first major action to the last final result. The events are in the order 2, 1, 3, and 4. Thus, when we look through our answer options, the correct answer is therefore option A, 2, 1, 3, 4. Before we move on to the next question, please encourage us to post more videos and help more students pass by liking, sharing, and subscribing. We really appreciate it. Read the passage titled, "The Forgotten Recipe," and answer the following question. Why is the photo of the grandmother considered important evidence in the story? This question tests your ability to evaluate evidence, a key skill to pass the GED Reasoning Through Language Arts test. Here, you'll be presented with a passage and be asked to determine if the evidence given is relevant and sufficient. Now, let's take a look at the question. Why is the photo of the grandmother considered important evidence in the story? To answer this, we first need to understand what the question is telling us. Then, based on that understanding, we carefully examine the passage provided for clues that explains what the question is asking. That's how we arrive at the best answer. Now, the question is asking us to figure out why the photo matters. What role does the photo play in helping us understand the story better? So let's go to our passage and find areas that talk about the grandmother's photo. Now, as we look through the text, we see that the photo is mentioned in paragraph 3. So let's bring this section back to the left end of our workspace. Now let's go through this paragraph to find what role the photo played in the story. The paragraph reads, "Then Elena noticed the dusty frame above the stove. Inside was an old photo of her grandmother holding a pie, and behind it, tucked neatly, was the handwritten card. Her hands shook as she read the fading ink. Relief flooded through her. She rushed to gather the ingredients, just in time to enter the contest. Now this paragraph tells us that the photo of Alina's grandmother leads her to the missing recipe, which is the main conflict in the story. This makes the photo important evidence because it directly leads to solving the problem. In other words, the photo plays a critical role in moving the story forward. Without it, Alina might not have found the recipe in time for the contest. Thus, when we look through our answer options, the correct answer is therefore option B. It provides a clue that leads to the missing recipe. Read the passage titled, Tyler's Toolbox, and answer the following question. Which revision shows the correct use of apostrophes in the excerpt below? The excerpt reads, Tyler returned to his friend Mike's house, where the doorbell's button had fallen off. This question tests your ability to correctly use apostrophes, a key skill needed to pass the GED Reasoning Through Language Arts test. Here, you'll be asked to correct a sentence or phrase by identifying and applying the appropriate apostrophe rules. Now let's take a look at the question, which revision shows the correct use of apostrophes in the excerpt below? To answer this question, we first need to understand what an apostrophe is. Then we carefully examine the original text provided to identify where it does not follow the rules for using apostrophes. That's how we arrive at the best answer. Now let's write out the original text from the passage. The excerpt reads, Tyler returned to his friend Mike's house, where the doorbell's button had fallen off. Now let's define apostrophe. An apostrophe is a small punctuation mark that shows two main things. 1. Ownership. This is when someone or something owns something else. 2. Contractions. This is when an apostrophe joins two words together by replacing missing letters. So in this question, we'll be using apostrophes that show possession, how a noun owns or is connected to something else. Now, when a noun is showing possession in a sentence, the apostrophe usually comes after the noun that owns something, followed by the letter S. Note that this rule applies only when the noun is singular. That means just one person or thing. However, when a plural noun shows possession, the apostrophe is placed after the letter S at the end of the noun. This is the key difference to remember when using apostrophes to show possession, whether the noun is singular or plural. Now let's take a look at the excerpt given and figure out why it doesn't apply the rules of apostrophes. So when we look at this dialogue, we see two nouns that show possession. They are Mike's and doorbells. In this sentence, the noun Mike's shows ownership of the noun house. Likewise, the noun doorbells shows possession of the noun button. Now, these nouns are both singular nouns in the sentence. This is because the sentence talks about one friend called Mike. So, it's a person. And also talks about one doorbell with a button at the house. Now, notice that, in the sentence, neither of these singular nouns includes an apostrophe, even though they are showing possession. This means that the sentence does not apply the rules of apostrophes with possessive nouns. So, to correct this, let's place the apostrophe between the singular noun and the letter S. So, we've now correctly applied the rules for using apostrophes in nouns that show possession. Thus, when we look through our answer options, the correct answer is therefore option D. Tyler returned to his friend Mike's house, where the doorbell's button had fallen off. Read the passage titled, The Treasure on the Hill, and answer the following question. Which revision correctly fixes the pronoun error in the sentence below? The sentence reads, At the top, him and Grandpa found an old tin box beneath a pile of rocks. This question tests your ability to correctly use pronouns, a key skill to pass the GED Reasoning through Language Arts test. Here, you'll be presented with a passage and be asked to identify and correct any pronoun errors. Now let's take a look at the question. Which revision correctly fixes the pronoun error in the sentence below? To answer this, we first need to understand what pronouns are. Then, based on that understanding, we carefully examine the sentence to figure out which word is incorrect and how to fix it, so the pronoun is used properly. That's how we arrive at the best answer. Now, let's define pronouns. A pronoun is a word that replaces a noun in a sentence, so you don't have to repeat the same noun. Now, pronouns in a sentence can be used in two ways. 1. A subject pronoun. This is used as the subject of a sentence. That is, the person or thing doing the action. Examples include I, you, he or she, it, we, and they. 2. An object pronoun. This is used as the object of a sentence. That is, the person or thing receiving the action. Examples include you, him or her, it, us, and them. Now let's examine the sentence provided to figure out why it has a pronoun error. So when we look through our sentence, we notice that an action is being performed, the word found. And there are also people performing this action, him and grandpa. This means that him and grandpa are acting as the subject of the sentence. This is because the subject in any sentence must be the one performing the action. However, there is a problem. The word him is an object pronoun, which is used for someone receiving an action, not doing it. And yet, in this sentence, him is being used as part of the subject. This is a pronoun error, and it makes the sentence incorrect. So to fix this error, let's change the object pronoun him to the correct subject pronoun form, he, to show that someone, a male, is doing the action in this sentence. The sentence now reads, at the top, he and grandpa found an old tin box beneath a pile of rocks. So, we have now corrected the pronoun error in the sentence. Thus, when we look through our answer options, the correct answer is therefore option C. At the top, he and grandpa found an old tin box beneath a pile of rocks. Read the passage titled, The Rise of Community Gardens, and answer the following question. Which sentence best summarizes the passage? This question tests your ability to correctly summarize passages, a necessary skill to pass the GED Reasoning through Language Arts test. Here, you'll be presented with a passage and be asked to figure out what best captures the author's overall message without including extra information. Now let's take a look at the question. Which sentence best summarizes the passage? To answer this, we first need to understand what a summary is. Then, based on that understanding, we find clues from the passage that captures the author's overall message. That's how we arrive at the best answer. Now let's define what a summary is. A summary is a brief sentence that tells the main idea of the passage, along with the most important supporting details, without including extra opinions or small facts. So let's find the main idea in the passage. That is, let's figure out what the passage is about. Now, to find the main idea, the fastest and smartest way is to read the passage title and the first paragraph. This is because the title gives you the overall topic, what the passage is about, and the first paragraph usually introduces the passage's central message. So let's go to our passage and bring the title and first paragraph back to the left side of our workspace. Now, the title, The Rise of Community Gardens, tells us that community gardens are being created or becoming popular. And this signals to us that the passage will likely talk about why community gardens are appearing more often. Now let's look at the first paragraph to figure out the passage's central message about rising community gardens. The paragraph reads, "In many cities across the world, abandoned lots and unused spaces are being transformed into thriving community gardens. These shared plots give residents the chance to grow their own fruits, vegetables, and herbs, often in neighborhoods where fresh produce is hard to find. Beyond providing food, community gardens also bring people together. Neighbors who might never speak otherwise find themselves side by side, pulling weeds and watering tomatoes." So in the first paragraph, we can see that the message is about community gardens, turning unused spaces into productive areas that provide food and help build unity in communities. So when we combine what we got from the passage's title with our understanding of the first paragraph, the main idea of the passage is that community gardens are growing in popularity because they turn available city spaces into areas that provide healthy food and help build unity in communities. So we have now found the main idea of the passage. Now let's find our next point, the supporting details that back this main idea. So let's look through our first paragraph again for information that explains why community gardens are growing in popularity. So when we look through the paragraph, we see three strong reasons. They are: 1. They transform available areas into productive land. 2. They offer access to fresh produce in neighborhoods that lack it. And 3. They bring people together, neighbors work side by side and build better community. These are the supporting details that help prove the main idea is true. Notice that some of the key details are already included in the main idea itself. However, the passage also provides additional reasons that help support or expand that main idea. So it's best not to pick up too many details, so you don't waste time on the question. Thus, we have now summarized our passage in our sentence. The summary reads, "Community gardens are growing in popularity because they turn available city spaces into areas that provide healthy food and help build stronger communities." Thus, when we look through our answer options, the correct answer is therefore option C. Community gardens help neighborhoods by providing fresh food and stronger community connections. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more. Check out our other GED videos on YouTube. Don't forget to visit ultimateged.com for more exclusive content, a GED social group, complete GED math course, and take a free test.